well separately. So, Anthony, wow, where do you want to start? To me, it's like we're at the Super Bowl, sudden death overtime, tied. We've got the field goal here. I mean, you can cut the suspense with a knife, and I see the average populist conservatives like, oh, we've won, ho, 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 the dumb liberals, oh, Mondami, boy, we'll show them. These white pillars that think they can sit back and eat popcorn, I want to hit them in the head with a hammer. Then you got black pillars that just bitch about Trump all day. My great sage, my friend, what is really happening?
It's amazing, Alex. But first of all, how you doing, man? It's been a while. I always loved coming on the show and talking with you. Anytime I was down there in Texas, whenever you'd be at one of our shows, it was always such a blast. So I hope you're doing well, man. All of the things that you've been talking about are all connected. It's a way for the people, and it's kind of simple. The people that want what's worse for this country, the worst possible thing, which is the deconstruction of America, American values, institutions, everything we as Americans hold dear and have held dear for quite some time.
And blowing up the best thing the world agreed that ever existed.
Absolutely. By far. There's not even a close second. And it's all connected. Everything, when we get these little victories, and even Trump being elected, that was a victory for America. And the way they try to chip away and chisel away at that victory by crapping all over him, trying to stop him from doing anything. You just said earlier, you're amazed he's been able to do what he's been able to do at this point. We saw it in the first term. Everything he tried to do that was good for this country, that Americans knew were good for this country, they tried to stop him at every point. The activist judges, the politicians in Washington, they lie. They tried to imprison him. They had him shot. This is what they tried to do because he was trying to do what was best for the country and the voters that voted him into office and everything. The economics that you were talking about, silver and gold, and the tariffs, how they're trying to stop him from being able to put tariffs on other countries because they've just been screwing America economically forever.
Oh, you mean Canada has a 300% tariff, so we can't put a 50%?
No. We have to, for some reason, we have to be the best people in the world. And I don't mean by the way we always have been the best people in the world.
Not the toughest, but the biggest pussies.
Right. We have to give in. We have to hand out to everybody. You just look at, I don't remember any other president bringing up the cost of NATO to the other countries ever. For some reason, we were just obligated to foot a huge portion of the bill and protect all of these countries from the evil Soviet empire. And no one said a word. And then when Trump said something, what do they say? Oh, he's going after our closest allies. He's screwing over NATO. No, he said, pay your share or we're not going to protect you. This is one example of so many examples of how they screw over America, real Americans, and Donald Trump trying to just hold on. And I understand what you're saying about white-pilled people and black-pilled people. But doesn't it sometimes just feel like we're hanging on by a little thread, Alex, and that any moment that thread can break?
No, I agree. That's why I'm pissed at white pill that say, trust the plan, Trump's invincible, it's 5,000 DHS. And then the black pills, we're all screwed, Trump's evil, it's all over. No, he's got the real establishment trying to destroy him. They're coming, they've released all the, I'm not trying to bring myself into this. In the last month, most hosts were talking about all day. I'm literally, other than Trump, the second most mentioned person in thousands of pages that Senator Grassley released and Jim Jordan, with Jack Smith saying, get Alex Jones and his crew, which we now know they ran all the suits. But literally, these are terrorists. I mean, these are, so I'm saying they're scared of the people. The fact that they targeted me, a popular talk show host, just shows how scared, which I love now. You've been huge forever, but now Rogan's super awake. Elon's super awake. All the top comics, you were like this 20 years ago, they're now awake. So what I love is they thought they could get me and somehow it would stop. they didn't understand. Already a bunch of people were awake like me, and now it's everywhere.
Yep.
So yeah, they're going to lose long term. The question is, can they suck us into a black hole and have a giant goddamn depression?
Well, they have been trying to fracture that alliance that the right has with each other. Look, we don't all agree with the same stuff, but we've tried to hold ourselves together as a consolidated unit when it comes to the left trying to break us apart. And Gavin McInnes, I saw him on the show bringing up a great point about how they're using Zionism and anti-Zionism, Christianity, the right, the left, Gaza, Palestine, Israel, all to try to fracture the right by trying to get this divide and conquer between people like Tucker and Nick Fuentes and you and me and people like Gavin and so many other people on the right. Because you know what? The left is constantly fractured into these little groups, and it's very hard for them to get a foothold. Fortunately for them, they've had the propaganda machine of the media and Hollywood for many, many years. But one-on-one, groups of these people, they rarely agree on anything. You see these protests, they'll have one thing. Let's say it's abortion, but then they'll have, you know, Palestine and transgender and this. They're so mental and fractured, and they want that for the right. They want to try to bust us up. And I've seen them making some headway doing this, Alex. It's not hard to do. And I hate to see some people falling for it. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you. You've been a big critic of Israel before it was cool. And I know Nick, you know, I don't think he is overall means bad, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, big friend, and she's pro-Trump. She criticizes things she wants to fix, so what you're supposed to do. But the media brands it as she's broken with Trump. Now Bill Maher has her on. Now The View. They are misrepresenting. Right. I mean, here is the LA Times today saying, is this the beginning of the end of the Trump era? And it's all about Greene and Fuentes, and we finally got them. And so this is their only hope, is to fracture us over Israel. And I'm sorry, Israel is not the whole shooting match. We have China, we have the dollar, we have Russia, we have the border, we have the dollar, we have all these other big issues. And I cover Israel, you know, as much as anybody. My point is, though, making our culture all about, are we with the left and the Islamicists, or are we with Israel? No, we're America first. And so, yeah, let's speak to that, because this is very dangerous. And this is their big play. Their only hope is to divide the populist conservative movement.
Yeah, and they're frightened because they see that we're pretty unified. And it's very hard to get a wedge in there. And the popularity of a lot of people, whether you agree with them or not, it's overwhelming. You're seeing a lot of people speaking their mind. I mean, I've seen posts on X. I've made posts.
Yeah, let's stop there. Let's go back to you and I 8, 9 years ago being banned everywhere. And everywhere. For free speech, we've made the biggest gains ever, to now literally people that are being edgelording. You know, I know they're getting it. We did it intellectually. I'm just being honest. But it doesn't matter. I think it's healthy. People say whatever they want. My point is that showed how much the establishment has lost control. They're done. The question is now, what happens in the future?
Yeah, they have lost control. I mean, there are things I see posted and that I post myself that would never have been on online for more than 5 minutes. My account's canceled. You're done. You're demonetized. You know, this isn't happening now. And I'm very curious as to what the power base was that actually somehow made that decision to allow certain people that they deemed racist, sexist, homophobic, all that nonsense, allowed them back. I think they realized that the tide was changing, especially right after Trump's.
Well, that's right. They did the censorship and it failed. So a lot of them are double dealers. They at least pragmatically, Musk, I'm not saying he's one of the better ones, but others, like suddenly they're letting my stuff, not me personally. I'm all over YouTube. I'm dominating Instagram, dominating everything.
Right.
And it's because they realized the left was so dangerous going for broke to end even the institutions of stability that even the establishment, large portions, got scared. So there's a civil war in the establishment is what's happening.
Absolutely. And the thing with the left is they don't want us to be heard. They don't want the right to be heard. and they were in charge of a lot of the social media platforms, and as they still are, the media. And it's so telling that they're petrified to have people with conservative ideology go to college campuses. There's always a problem. You know,
let's speak to that. Charlie Kirk. Regardless of what really happened, I have questions.
Bingo.
The left
do cheer when bad things happen to
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Shot and killed.
That's good.
Facilities killing people. So the point is that metaphysically they have owned it, and that shows how scared they are.
Petrified. You know, I'm good friends with Ann Coulter, and she wants to speak at some of these college campuses. She's not allowed to speak. The security for the college goes, well, you know, and she was invited by a certain group at the college to speak, and then security the day of, so they can't reschedule or do anything, says, well, it's too dangerous for you to speak because of security concerns. Well, have you ever seen a right-leaning, a conservative college cancel a left-wing speaker? We want to hear them speak because it's so insane most of the time.
Oh, I agree. Tucker went to number one. He went to number one on Fox because they would come on his show. I'm guessing, but I bet you invited a lot of liberals on. They won't come on.
Yeah, they just won't come on. You see it at these protests.
They won't talk.
They hold up their signs. Someone asks them, they grab a mic and a phone and they go, so what are you here for? What are you protesting? They have no clue what they're doing there. They can't even, in the simplest of terms. And then one of the cronies comes over and goes, don't talk to them. Don't speak to them. If you are so passionate about a cause to make a sign, go out, spend your Saturday afternoon protesting, wouldn't you make damn well that you know if you're asked why you're there, what to say?
They're paid to be there, most of them. It's come out.
To be so passionate about?
Well, go to a Trump rally. People will talk your head off.
Oh, yes. Nicely, pleasantly, and politely.
So let me ask you a big picture then. Just gut level prediction. Do we win? I mean, what's going to happen?
I think in the long run we do, but it isn't going to be easy. We have been fighting the establishment. A lot of people like to say they're fighting the establishment. Either side sees the other side as the establishment. Well, when your side owns the mainstream media and Hollywood and Madison Avenue and everything they're
Let's be clear. BlackRock controls 87% of world assets. They're 100% behind the left. The left is the establishment. Yeah. Let's get that 100% clear. We're the rebels.
Yeah. Yes, and they don't seem to understand that that's who most people that want freedom, want real justice, that's the enemy. That's who you go after, the establishment. And when they've been proven year after year for being the oppressive ones, being the ones that want to silence free speech, it isn't that hard for people to catch on. But it is hard to steer them away from the mainstream media that brainwashes these people. And I do think it's brainwashing. I think it's MK Ultra. My new take on the old MK Ultra, get the soldier in the room, give him LSD,
no, it's
pound
done
him with
through
all
the
kinds
media,
of weird sounds and ideas. This now, the real MK Ultra now, they have enough outlets to put everybody under what they would do to one soldier. Now, they don't have to hit everyone. Actually, the vast majority won't be affected by it at all. But one or two people, and they're under these psychotropic pharmaceuticals to treat depression and anxiety.
Transifa.
All of that. All of this is a part of how they can control people. So now you got the whole country under the umbrella of MK Ultra, but there's only one or two that are perfect, drugged. They've been influenced. The propaganda got to them. Existential threat to democracy. This guy's Hitler. And before you know it, someone's going to take a pot shot at these people.
Well, you show your sophistication. I don't know if you read the documents of MK Ultra, Naomi, and the Frank Church Committee, but the MK Ultra was beta. They wanted a way through mass media to do it. That was the plan. And so,
yes.
So we know that's the plan. And so let's talk about shutdown then and their open attempt. the vast majority of polls show people know it's the Democrats. Got to have 60 votes in the Senate. Trump wants to get rid of the filibuster. Thune isn't doing it because the Democrats might use it later. They've already said they're getting rid of it. They've already said they're going to pack the Supreme Court. We didn't start this. They did. We have the constitutional break the glass emergencies. This isn't tyranny. These are emergencies. I think Trump goes all out, ends the filibuster, packs the Supreme Court. They want a war. They got one. I say whole hog. What do you say?
Ooh, wow, that's a tough one. I think it takes a lot to, if you want to load up the Supreme Court, get more justices in there. I can't really see that happening.
No, I'm not saying see it happen. I'm saying we're not in the regular system anymore. It's total war. So how far do we go?
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I think we go as far as we need to go. And I think Trump's done a great job of adhering to the rules and regulations.
No, he has. And they say everything he does is unconstitutional when it's been. I agree. But they're not operating by the rules. We are. So I'm not saying break the rules, but I hear what you said. He's pushing to get the job done if he can without taking the gloves off, but he's got other options.
You know, they've constantly said he's wiping his ass with the Constitution. And you don't think the left would prosecute Trump? They prosecuted him for things he didn't do. They tried to put the #1 political opponent for president in prison. They tried to kill him. You don't think if he was doing something unconstitutional, they'd have piled on?
Anthony, they had at least 7 grand juries trying to put me in prison the last 5 years. Believe me.
Yeah. Yeah. We kind of know about persecution and prosecution. It is really amazing. I do want to talk about New York if you got a little time.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get into Mondami. Well, he took the mask off in that victory speech, didn't he?
Oh, he did. Boy, it didn't take minutes after him winning. And he was this nice guy. I mean, he's making TikTok videos that Gen Zers are loving and reposting, and everything was about togetherness. And then he gets up there after he wins, and boy, that was a different person, wasn't it? He's talking about every single race of person except white working class people in New York City. He's going to appoint every appointment he has, the police commissioner, FDNY, his city council appointments. These are going to be extremists. Communist extremists, all of them will be from minority groups similar to his own. And the only white cloud over the whole thing, I can't even say sunshine, over the whole thing, is that he won't be able to unilaterally do a lot of the things he's saying that he'll do. He can't just, the MTA runs the buses. He can't just say, hey, free buses. He could sit down with them. He can negotiate taxes. Hochul and other state politicians have to talk about raising taxes. Hochul's already said she doesn't want to raise taxes. Raising taxes is the only way Mamdani could get any of the
But we know it's a classic communist thing. Get in, promise a bunch of free stuff, and then act like the evil people are blocking it, even though he knows it's impossible. It's all dangling something.
That is exactly what I think he's doing. He gets this, he's mayor. He goes in with all of this great free stuff, and then Albany doesn't give it to him. He goes, oh, these bastards up north won't give me stuff to give you. And then what does he do? He runs for governor. That will be Mamdani's next step. He can't run for president, at least not now. He's not an American, natural American citizen. But he will definitely run for governor under the umbrella of they screwed me, I tried to do for you, and it'll end up just like Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we'll have another Islamic enclave in the United States like Dearborn and Minneapolis.
Boy, that is the truth. Let's come back and finish up with you're a New Yorker, by your life. I know you moved out of there. How many years ago you escaped New York?
Oh, I left about 3 years ago down here in South Carolina. Alex, I could not be happier I left.
Yeah.
It's so fantastic. The people, the politics.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about when you come back. Because you meet Northerners and everyone in the South, they think we're mean. They come to the South, they go, God, you people are nice. Like, yeah, we like you too. We'll be right back because we're Americans.